All right, somebody give me a mic check. Make sure y'all can hear me. Make sure everything look like it's working on my end. But just need to make sure y'all can hear me. So anybody can tell me you can hear me. That'd be great. And also, if you can see me, let me know that too. Oh hell, I forgot about these damn devices. I'll leave that one on. All right, y'all can hear me. Y'all can see me fine. Okay. Man, this is gonna be a tough one. Especially after reading the detail. This is gonna be a tough one. All right. I don't even know what even to begin to say, But again, I just gonna preach this message over and over again for this whole month. Guys, I haven't been in this situation before, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. I can't tell you if it's easy to leave. I can't tell you if it's hard to leave. I can't tell you because I've never been in this situation. Have I seen it before? Of course. Have I been around it? Of course. But to actually be in the situation, I can't tell you. The only thing I can just say to you is if you got the strength, you got the courage, leave, please. Leave. And especially for the sake of your children, they around it, If you got the courage, man, got the power, man, just leave. Please get out of it because this shit right here ain't nothing to play with. Considering what I've seen a lot of people go through, it ain't nothing to play with. Okay. I hear people say, or I have heard people say, there's nothing funny about about a woman doing certain stuff to men, destroying their property and things like that. And I'm going to say to you, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Ain't nothing funny about it at all. It ain't nothing funny about the situation, period. If you ask me, nothing funny about it at all. This ain't nothing to be laughed at. There's nothing to be played with about it. There's even nothing to make jokes about it, It's nothing laughable about it at all on both sides. Amen. It's nothing funny at all about it. I would never joke at nobody who been through this or who's going with this. I would never joke about it. And I shuck a job with a lot of people. But I would never throw this in their face and think that it's funny. Neither would I throw it in their face when I'm mad at them. Because this ain't nothing to throw in somebody's face, man or woman. It's just not, And me personally, if somebody throwing this in your face, they really trying to hurt you. So I always ask this question when somebody throws stuff like this in your face to try to hurt you, can you forgive them? Or if they say, I'm sorry for saying that, could you accept apology? Could you accept apology after they threw that in your face? Knowing it's going to hurt you, that you've been through this and they threw it in your face. That's a tough one. But let's get right into it, though. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a story here of a wife and husband. And there's actually a video that's been put out of the husband in action. I'll give y'all the link when the show ends, and you can come back with your comments after the show ends. Of course, I can't show it on YouTube because I know they're going to flag it if I do, so I can't show it. And even if I did, It'll probably make me cut this stream off if I showed it. But warning to all of you, men and women who going through this. This may be a triggering for a lot of you. So you choose to leave. Trust me, I totally understand it. It's kind of hard for me to talk about it, but I'm going to do it because somebody wanted me to talk about it. And they are one of my major supporters. So I said I will talk about it. Since you want me to bring it out, I'll talk about it. All right? Police are now looking for the man that you see in the picture by the name of Adam Bennefield. What the story I have gathered so far, what happened was both of them, well, it was a domestic relationship. It was domestic. Kiara, if I'm saying their name right, Miss Hudson, I say Miss Hudson. I was in a relationship with this guy. They was married. I don't know how many years. Well, I guess we'll get to that in a minute. And the story I got was while this woman was dropping off her children in school, this man came and shot and killed her. Now there's a search warrant out for him. There's a search warrant out for him. Okay? And I think that's what's getting me the most about this. You know, man, you did that while she was dropping off the children at school, man. I don't know what happened that bad to make him want to do that, but, man, god damn, man, for real. You couldn't wait till she went around children. You couldn't wait. And I'm not advocating for him to do it. I'm just saying, though, you going to do that, man? You do that in front of children, man? God damn. That's hardcore right there, you know. But I don't know the whole story, so I can't just say what's what. But at the end of the day, though, regardless of what was going on, man, you know, to go that route with it, shit, man, that's hard right there, man. But I'm gonna let y'all hear it, and again, guys, trigger warning. So brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Crimestoppers need your help tracking down this man in connection to a deadly shooting that happened near ECMC this morning. This is 45-year-old Adam Bennefield. Police say he may be armed and is dangerous. You should call 911 if you see him. Crimestoppers is offering up to $2,500 for information that leads police to him tonight. The Erie County Sheriff's Office says Bennefield is a person of interest in the death of Keaira Hudson, the mother of 3, shot in front of her children this morning on Richlawn Avenue. We spoke with her family today, who told us the disturbing details of domestic violence they say she suffered leading up to her murder.
She said that she needed her vest. She just got a vest in yesterday. She had it on, and she took a picture in it last night and said, if this isn't a cry for help, I don't know what is. Buffalo Police Department.
Montasia Jeter says this was the last photo of her sister, Kiara Hudson, alive, taken last night strapping on this bulletproof vest, living in fear of her partner, Adam Bennefield.
Wow, bulletproof vest. This is the first this is the first story I'd heard that it got this serious with domestic violence, anything like that somebody had to go get a bulletproof vest. That mean, man, this is some serious shit going on right here. That you got to go get a bulletproof vest. This must have been some hardcore shit going on with this. Wow.
Jeter says her sister was in an abusive relationship.
Wow. She zipped up her bulletproof vest this morning and said, my mom asked her, why are you putting that vest on? She said, because, Mom, he's going to kill me. You don't understand.
Moments after loading up her 3 children in her SUV to take them to school Wednesday morning and leaving her mother's house where she was staying as a safe haven, Jeter says Bennefield slammed into her car from the front, causing her to crash, walked around the driver's side, and shot her, all in front of a school bus and Hudson's children.
She's just been trying to get help. I've been with her, going to police stations. She's been texting me, sending me videos, giving me her phone password just in case anything. She gave me her cell phone password just in case I need to get into her phone.
Police are now looking for 45-year-old Bennefield in connection with her murder. Police say he is armed and dangerous. Crimestoppers offering a $2,500 reward for any information leading to an arrest. Jeter says her sister has documented the abuse on social media, recently posting a nearly 8-minute video on Facebook of her being beaten in her home. What police and eyewitnesses say happened Wednesday has eerie similarities to a crime 22 years ago. In 2000, Bennefield slammed a stolen car into the car being driven by an ex-girlfriend on the 33 and forced her and a friend inside his car at gunpoint. He then led police on a high-speed chase before one of the women jumped out of the moving car at 50 miles an hour. 6 months later that year, police say Bennefield escaped the Alden Correctional Facility for 19 hours.
Everybody was trying to help her, and this is what happens.
Hudson's ex-boyfriend and father of one of her children telling our Leah Lando he's appalled by this situation.
I know he was arrested a couple days ago for domestic violence.
I think your daughter was in that car.
Yes, she was.
And she saw what happened.
Yes, she did. And there was 2 other kids in the car, a newborn and a 5-year-old.
A newborn.
The kids are okay tonight. It's important to note Buffalo police have not officially named Bennefield a suspect in the shooting. Again, if you think you know where he is, you've got to call 911 immediately.
Oh. So understand that's why I say, this nothing funny. What about? Let me get my words together. It's not funny. Anybody going through this, whether it's a man or a woman, there's nothing funny about it. But I say a lot of times, when us men show our emotions, a lot of people look at us as punks when we show our emotions. That's why probably a lot of us don't show our emotions, because of people look at us as men that we supposed to suck up our mishaps, and we supposed to swallow our pride and keep going, and I say that's the furthest from the truth, because we human just like a woman is. We are human, we got feelings too, and shit hurt us just as bad as it hurt a woman. It does, but a lot of us get laughed at, when shit happened to us, but me personally, I don't laugh at it at all. I don't, shit hurts. It hurts. There's all there is to it. When you're growing up as children, stuff hurts. You teenagers, stuff hurts. So while when you're grown, it's supposed to be indifferent. I mean, it hurts regardless of how old you are. Stuff hurts. It does. All right? So what we just heard here, he has done this before to somebody else. And whoever that woman is, that's what I mean when I say if you got the courage and strength, man, get out. And whoever that woman that jumped out their car, she found her courage and she found her strength and she got away. She got away. So, because she wanted to survive, she got away. And the first opportunity she got on down. And she did what she had to do to survive. All right? But as we know now, what we've been knowing, I guess everybody just don't have that luxury. Do they survive situations like this? All right? You just heard the young man right there say his child was around when it happened. Man, that's crazy as fuck. That is crazy. So, and listen to the magnitude of what they say he did. He ran the car into her and then got out and shot her. Just try to imagine that. And not have your heart racing to even try to imagine it. Things got that bad. He rams his car into hers. Goes over there to where she was and shot her in front of children. Somebody came in my comment section the other day. And said that I love how people try to make it sound easy for people to get out of a situation like this or whatnot. They say nothing against you, and they go into explaining some stuff, I guess, as to why they said what they said. Now, I didn't really take the comment disrespectful. I didn't. But however, though, I told that person, I mean, I'm sure I never said it was easy. I'm sure they never rolled off my lips. I'm sure they never rolled off my tongue. I never said it was easy at all. Never. I could have sworn I say in every last stream that I have done this month, I could have sworn I said, if you got the power, you got the courage, get out. If you want to choose to stay, at least get your children to safety. I could have sworn I said that every stream that I start within this month. I could have sworn that's what I said. Easy never came out of my mouth. But I told them if I did say it's easy to get out of it, I could easily correct that. But I know I didn't say that, though. I didn't. Okay? But however, though, I will say this, though, if I may, and that this may offend some of y'all, but just understand where I'm coming from. All right? I will say this. Only you know when you're tired. If you're tired of going through it, then you're going to do like that lady, what we just heard that they say did. You're going to get out to survive the situation. Because like they always say, tomorrow's never promised. So you're in a toxic situation like that, and you see all these red flags going on, and a woman going upside a man's head or a man going upside a woman's head, only you know when you're tired. So when you're tired, you're going to get the fuck out. All right? And that's why I say this. It's one thing you keep going back to the situation. I ain't fine. But it's another thing when you keep bringing your children back in that toxic environment. That's a whole totally different ball game right there. So that's why I preach. If you can get them to safety, at least get them to safety. If you want to keep going back to that, you grown. You do what you want to do. You can do what you want to do. But at least get your babies to safety. Get them out of that. Please. Everybody, please. Okay? So that would never come out of my mouth saying that it's easy to get out of something like this. That would never come out of my mouth to say that. As a matter of fact, if I do say that, I think I'd be kind of selfish saying that. Because you know why? Because it would be easy for me to let that come out of my mouth when I'm not in a situation like that. If anybody's not in a situation like that, yes, it would be easy for us to say, well, you just get your stuff and get out. It should be easy because we're not in that situation. They're just like somebody who probably getting evicted out their home or whatnot. Whatever situation happened, we're not getting evicted, so we sit up there and tell them, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. You should be able to do that. Why? You know, it'd be easy for us to come down on them like that because we're not in that situation. Granted, you know, a lot of people do get themselves in that situation, depending on what they have done to get themselves in that situation. But a lot of times people do have stuff that happens, well, they end up getting evicted. But if I'm not getting evicted and I'm coming down and you talking about, oh, well, you go do this, you go do this, you go do this, you go do that, it's easy for me to do that because you know why? I'm not in this situation. Because I'm not in this situation. So it'd be easy for me to come and say, do this and do that, or you should have did it, you should have did that, because I'm not in that situation. That's why. But boy, how the table turn when you do in this situation and that same stuff happen to you, then what do we usually do? We play victim. Why this happening to me? Why everybody doing this to me? Why ain't nobody trying to help me this, that, third way? Think about what you did when it happened to somebody else. Think about what you did. The person that you did that to, they didn't like it when you did it to them. Now you feeling what they felt when you did it to them. And I agree with what our grandparents used to tell us back in the day. I agree with this to a certain extent. They always told us, you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. I agree with that. To an extent now. I do. To an extent. And here's where that extent lands with me. If I don't know your situation, then yeah, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Because I ain't got nothing to say. Because I don't know your situation. All right? So yeah, as far as that goes, if I don't know your situation, I ain't got nothing to say. All right? But however, though, it just condemn times, and I'm not recommending anybody do this, but it does condemn times that I do feel sometimes when people get in a situation, rub this shit in their face. Because you know why? They ain't no problem doing it to you. It's called get back. It's called get back. Because I feel like sometimes you got to let people feel how you felt when they did it to you. It ain't about getting even. Well, with some people, it is about getting even. It is. But with some people, it's honestly, I want you to see what you did to me when it happened to me and how it felt when you did it to me. You had no remorse. You had no sympathy. You just let anything fly out your mouth because you were being an asshole. And not only you being an asshole, you being an arrogant asshole at that. You just let anything fly out your mouth and didn't give a damn what you said. So let me do it back to you and let you see how I feel. Now that you see how I feel, maybe you will learn to sometimes shut the fuck up because it had nothing to do with you. Did I say that right, people? Do y'all agree? Did I say that right or did I say something wrong? And my point in saying all of that is, it is easy for us to fuck with people and talk shit about people when it's not happening to us. But then again, you got a lot of people on this earth that's arrogant as fuck. That regardless of what they going through, bad or good, they just arrogant like that. They still talk shit about everybody. And ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. And I find that fucking amazing. People can do that. You ain't got shit. But love talking shit about everybody else. That's fucking amazing. But then again, though, you got to look at the other side of this sword. When you got people that's stroking your ego, it's easy for you to do it. When you got people who see you do no wrong, it's easy for you to do it. Which come in the same category. They stroke your ego, and they see nothing wrong that you do. But they see the wrong in everybody else, though. But they stroking your ego. But I bet you this, though. The motherfucker that stroke your ego, I bet you they not going to give you a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. They just stroking your ego. But I guarantee you, the one that's stroking your ego, they will not give you a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. Now again, I'm make sure again, did I say something wrong? Y'all let me know if I said something wrong. Am I overstepping my boundaries? I told a couple of people I was scared to do this story because I would feel like I'm fuck up. And I'm gonna say something I ain't got no business saying. Which I can't believe I'm saying that anyway, guys. You come here and say how I feel, you know, but I know how to be humble sometimes. I do. Because this is a serious and sensitive topic. This is a serious and sensitive topic. And one thing you can say wrong can trigger a lot of folks, and I get it. I get it. I do. Miss Hudson was 40 years old and she was in an abusive marriage with her husband, according to their family members, they say. Hudson's sister, Montasia Jeter. Montasia, I hope you see this, dear, because I'd like to talk to you because I want to know how long they've been married and what's really going on with this. You know, if you hear me, dear. I hope you do. Says her sister posted a disturbing video of her being beaten by her husband on social media. I want to talk about that briefly, that she posted that video, her doing that. One, I would say this. Y'all know in the world that we live in, you know, you got to show proof of a lot of stuff. You do. A lot of times people say your word, not your bond. All right? You can say anything, but they say actions speak louder than words. They do. Okay? According to what we heard from the young lady who was on the news, it sounded like that this lady, Miss Hudson, been crying out for help. All right, but it seemed like a lot of her cries went on deaf ears. I guess according to LE, you know, they was trying to help to the LE about what was going on. So what other best thing could she done to show what she's saying is real? She got it on footage. I don't know if this man knew he was on footage or not, or maybe he just didn't give a damn. You know, I guess when you outraged like that, or you've been doing this for the longest, I guess nothing fazed you. I don't know, because I don't put my hands on people. I don't, unless I'm in defense of myself. But I don't know if he knew it or not. He probably didn't give a damn. Who knows? But to get that, man, again, I guess that was her courage getting built up. You know, we got to get this dude. Y'all got to see what I'm going through. And I don't know if she's going through this on a daily basis. I don't know. That's why I'm hoping her sister, whoever this young lady was, I hope she see this and she's willing to talk and go into more deeper details about what's really going on with this. But however, she posted this on social media of her being beaten. Then it goes on to say she's just been trying to get help. I've been with her going to police stations. She's been texting me, sending me videos, giving me her phone password just in case. Jeter says her sister was staying with their mother because she feared for her life. Oh, so she did get away from him. She did get away from him. All right. All the while I say that was dangerous. You think so? I don't know. You tell me now. I don't know. Because like I said, I never been in this situation. So you tell me. You think that was dangerous she did that? She been staying at her mom's house for the last couple of days. And she was going to court today because he was trying to get custody. Or he was trying to get custody of the children. Hudson, unfortunately, never made it to court or work Wednesday morning. Oh, wow. Oh. So she probably going to court that day, I guess. Wow. Damn. They told the news that she left the house Wednesday morning to drop her 3 children off at school. Hudson's mother says Kiara went so far as to wear a bulletproof vest before leaving the house. Jeter says her mother asked Hudson why she was putting on the vest, and Hudson responded, "Because, Mom, he's going to kill me. You don't understand." Jeter says as soon as Hudson went around the corner in her car that he smashed in front of her car and got out of the car with a shotgun and shot her and pulled off. The ex-boyfriend and father of one of Hudson's children, Andrew Hodge, says that this should have never happened. I know he was arrested a couple of days ago for domestic violence, Hodge said. Hodge and Hudson's daughter was one of the children in the car, according to Hodge, and she saw everything that happened, including her mother's murder. Damn. Okay, on the one line, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You said she knew she didn't have protection and that is why he was dangerous. That's fair. I think that's fair. That's fair. I thank you for that. I give you that. That's a fair argument. That's a fair one. That's fair. So that's why I say I asked y'all. I never been in this. I asked y'all. You thought it was dangerous. I thought, you know what I'm saying, she trying to build up her courage and try to show the world what this man been doing since she been trying to cry for help, and ain't nobody been hearing her for what I got it. But however though, looking at your side of the fence on the one line, think about it. Yeah, nobody was there. No protection was there. I could look at it from that angle too. I can. And also, I'm gonna say this too. This particular day that she took the kids out, I'm wondering if it would have been a different outcome if she would have had somebody else to take the kids to school. Or would have been the same thing that he would have followed that person and did something to that person. I'm just wondering. Damn. That's cold. That's cold. Then it goes on to say this right here. Hart says Hudson was trying to figure out how to keep her family safe. She would call and ask questions saying, what should I do? When the video was posted on Facebook, everybody saw it. Everybody was trying to help her, and this is what happens. Didn't say she thinks so. I guess she's saying she think it would have been a different outcome because he wanted vengeance on her. Says grandma said he probably was watching the house and saw her get in the car. That's what I'm thinking because how she putting it, as soon as she pulled around the corner, that's when everything happened. So he probably was already there. And already had it made up in his mind he was going to do this or whatnot. But by the way they tell the story too, Silent, she knew this was going to happen too. By the way they saying how she put on that bulletproof vest that day before she left, it's almost as if she knew it was going to happen. On one line, let me talk about that what you just said right there. You said she was doing too much in a short time span, meaning leaving him, posting this, that, third. I want to talk about that for a minute because I did a story. It may be a year old now, and the lady name, it was something McCulley. It's something McCulley. Her husband killed her. All right. What she was doing was she was posting on Facebook and posting some stuff that I didn't understand why she was posting. And one post she posted on Facebook was talking about how good her coochie was. Now that post right there, I didn't understand for the life of me why she was posting that. People came in my comment section, where it was like one or two, came in my comment section was like, she was posting that stuff because she was finding courage to stand up to him and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, no, not with that stuff right there. Talking about your pussy? Really? What they got to do with anything? You know, maybe some of the other stuff, yeah. But what did her coochie have to do with anything? All right? And I had one person that was going back and forth with me about that and was pretty much justifying her posting this stuff. This man is beating on you and he's finding you wherever you at. And I think he recently had did it before she posted all this stuff. And you had a couple people in there that was arguing me up and down saying that this was her way of building her self-courage, you know, to stand up against him and whatnot. But they say he was even coming under the post and saying, hey, you ain't seen nothing yet. Said he literally was coming under her comments and saying, oh, you think that was something, you ain't seen nothing yet. But you had people that was embracing it, that she was doing that. And then I had one woman who came in who said the best comment. She said, ladies, the best thing y'all could do in a situation like this is to move in silence. And she said pretty much, I don't know what made this woman talk about her coochie like that. She was saying something I don't say it. I don't know what made her do that. There was nothing to even be talking about. Okay? And I told her, thank you. That's my point. If this man is stalking you and he doing all this, why do you keep talking? Move in silence. Keep moving in silence where it's hard for him to get you. Just keep moving in silence. But she kept posting stuff that was unnecessary, in my opinion. Stuff that was unnecessary. And he finally got to her. It's something McCulley. I can't remember her name. It's something McCulley. And I remember I did a live about it, speaking with her cousin. Her cousin wanted very much help. You know, but the cousin came on the show. Then I had somebody come in the conversation about, this cousin right here, she must be a phony or something because she don't know much about it. Then some stuff you were saying, if that had been me, yeah, I would have gave you a few choice of words. Well, you may have. You may have, ma'am. But I would say this to you, though. What should you be more mad about? Me speaking on what she was doing, knowing damn well that was crazy and stupid for her to do? Which one you should be more upset about? Me commentating on it or her constantly posting, which would seem like it was taunting him? And he made good on his threats. Who should you be more mad at? Because I know me, it's just me. I can't speak for everybody. But if I got a woman who threatened to kill me going all upside my head because I'm trying to keep my composure that I don't want to hit her, but she going all up beside my head and I'm sitting up here posting talking about how good my ding dong is and all that, and she come under there talking about some, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come. People gonna be asking the question, Chris, why your dumb ass keep posting? Shut the fuck up. Dude, take your Facebook down, man, and move in silence. Why you keep posting this stuff? Because they taking it as a taunt. And they gonna make good on their threat. So, your comment right there made me think about that story I did. Now, her actual sister came under that comment section, and she said, I wish I had known you was doing this. And she confirmed that is the real cousin. That was the real cousin. She confirmed it. That is the cousin. But the sister told me, I wish I had known you was doing this. I would have came and talked to you. She said, there's a lot that's being left out. And she emailed me. I emailed her, but I haven't heard none of this back from her because I would love to catch up in this story so she can correct me or correct what was really going on with this situation. Same thing with this lady, this sister right here. I hope she see this and maybe she can come and tell me and correct me, you know, if I'm saying anything wrong. maybe she can come and tell me, what was really going on with this situation, because I'm curious to know, and especially if he did this to an ex, I'm almost want to say that if he did it to his ex, then did you know about that? I mean, did you know about that and you still married him? I don't know. I would like to know that. So if the sister does see this, I would like to talk to the sister. Okay? So I'm kind of glad you posted that comment that I read that you just did, because it reminded me of that story. As a matter of fact, I don't want to lie, I think you was here when I did that story, because the way you're answering, I think you remember that story when I did that. That lady was just constantly posting stuff, and I just couldn't understand why. Why? Oh, you did say, you say you do remember. Okay, you do. Jenny said, do you think she should have been posting or laying low? Do you think that enraged her more? I would have to say yes, because again, you probably heard everything I just said, Jenny. Yeah, I think if she kept posting, that it enraged him more, because he felt like he was being taunted, and by the more she was posting, he probably felt like he didn't do enough. He probably wanted to do enough to hurt her enough to where she would probably literally shut the fuck up. And I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying, he probably wanted to hurt her enough where she won't say nothing at all. Okay? So, yeah, by the more she kept on posting, that probably did enrage him. It did. And I remember somebody sent me that screenshot. I can't remember who it was, but they sent me the screenshot where he came on her post and said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Like I said, I don't know about nobody else, but at that point, I think I would have shut the fuck up. I would have, Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't be posting at all. Given the magnitude of this situation, I probably wouldn't been posting at all. Because I don't need you to know my thoughts. I don't need you to know where I'm at. I don't need you to know anything. My goal was to get away from you. Now that I'm away from you, I'm going to keep on moving like I'm a snake so it'll be hard for you to track where I'm at. But then again, maybe that's another one of them situations where they say it may be easier said than done. It may be easier said than done. But me personally, going to my mama's house, I don't think that's the first place you should go, because that's probably one of the places they're going to go first. It's there. If they know you got a close relationship with your mom, they probably going to go there first. Me personally, I probably wouldn't went to my damn family member house unless it's a family member I never told her about. If it's that one family member I never told her about, I'll probably go there. But family members, I probably won't go to none of their house because I feel like I'll be putting them in the crossfire and I don't want nobody to get hurt. All right? Even though they know what's going on, I don't want them to get hurt. So I probably want to go stay in there in one of their houses. I will go somewhere that he or she probably know nothing about. Until he or she is caught. Then I'll come out. Then I come out. But going to my mom's house, dad's house, where I know you still got easy access to me, that won't be my first choices. It wasn't. But I get it. She trying to get away. So that's the first thing she thought about. So I'm not beating her up on that. Well, I'm not beating her up at all. But that wouldn't be my first choice, though. All right? Jenny said, never go to family house, in my opinion, or mutual known. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If I'm going to go into hiding, I'm going to go somewhere if I'm going to go to somebody's house, it's going to be somebody's house that I never told her about. Or if I'm gay, I would never tell him about. I would go somewhere I never told them about. Okay? But that right there, that wouldn't be my first choice. If you're talking about the video of her getting beat, you know YouTube ain't gonna let me play that. It ain't gonna let me play that. As a matter of fact, I'm finna bring something up. I'm finna put the link in there for y'all where y'all can go see this. Y'all can take a couple of minutes, go take a look at this. We're gonna take a quick break real quick, then we're gonna listen to the police conference. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all, damn, what did I do with it? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go and take a look at it. I'm gonna tell y'all now, man, if y'all been through this or y'all going through it now, don't go look at this shit, because I'm telling you, you're gonna get triggered. All right, so you've been through this, please don't go look at this. Please don't. Please don't go look at this. But I got you, Lex. I understand. They're going to link right there, guys. Y'all want to go see it? Y'all go take a couple of minutes, go take a look at it. But again, if you've been through this or you're going through this now, I advise you not to go look at it. All right? Or I advise you to wait till the show is over, then go look at it. All right? But if they don't have your heart racing or make you want to bust out crying, then I don't know what will. Now, unless you just used to seeing stuff like that, it probably won't affect you, because not saying you an asshole or nothing, but sometimes we see so much stuff that that happens a lot, we get numb to it. Amen? We get numb to it because we're used to seeing it. All right? Even for me. If I'm used to people just talking shit and abusing me emotionally, something like that, it's going to come to a point where it's going to be like, this ain't nothing I ain't never heard before, so I'm numb to it now. I'm numb to it. All right? It's like a medicine. You numb to it. So, yeah, now that's probably the only way you probably look at it, and it probably won't phase you in it because you became numb to it. Now, even with that being said, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when you come numb to it. Y'all tell me, because I know another way people become numb to stuff is they drink a lot. Because they say it's supposed to help them with the pain and whatnot, but of course we know if you go that route, they could be just as dangerous. They could be just as dangerous, I don't know what y'all think about that when people become numb to stuff. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Or let me say this right here. Just like medication, you only be numb temporary, but the pain gonna come back once the medication wear off. Is that a better way of putting it? Just like medication, you become numb for a minute, but once that numbness go away, the pain starts back. Is there a better way to put it? And apparently y'all seen it because Sandy came back and said, "Oh my God!" So y'all see it. Y'all see it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched the first few minutes. I can't watch this shit. I can't. That's awful. That's awful. Single mom force says she came numb for years. Man, see, this is why I say with stuff like this is a sensitive topic. It's a sensitive topic. So understand us as content creators, man. A lot of these stories, man, we can't talk about. It's hard for us to talk about it. I mean, we still do it, but we have to get our feelings in check. I've seen YouTubers talk about stuff like this and they end up crying, man, because that stuff is sad. It's really sad. So I'll give y'all a couple of minutes. Oh, snap. Waste my damn drink. Damn it. My man Gordon Shepherd. Yep, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing. I turn my head. I don't know what you calling here for. Hey, hit me up, bro. All right. Yeah, all right. You better dial 911. I don't like this damn thing. I suck too hard to get the drink out of it. Anybody want to donate me a thermo cup, whatever they call them damn things? I would love to have a better one. I don't like them. Gotta suck too hard to get the drink out of it. Then when I get drink out of it, I don't feel like I'm getting enough out of it. So yeah, it's crazy. I haven't watched the whole video. Trust me, I haven't watched the whole video. It's just that crazy. That man came out of nowhere and just pummeled that woman. He came out of nowhere. You say you want to hop on? I'll give you a minute. Then I want to get to this conference though. Let me see. Give me a minute. All right, let me see here. All right, dear, I sent it to you in Messenger. I sent it to you in Messenger. Now, you gonna come on up here. Gonna come up here. I want you. I want to hear. I want to hear you out. All right. So yeah, gonna come on up here. Let's hear you out, cause everybody probably ain't seen the video yet anyway. So I'm giving a few minutes to watch the video. If y'all can watch that whole damn thing, shit, that's wild. That's wild. So again, guys, that's nothing to laugh at. That's nothing to be played with. You know, I don't. Anybody who joking with somebody about that or talking shit about that, man, that's too much. Can you hear me? Wait.
Hello.
Okay, my bad. I was muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Now, this is a touchy subject, so you want to say something to me? I'll let your boy. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I'll just hop on here and just, say I appreciate you going over this this month, like when we had the conversation the other day, and you really, really, made me emotional and how passionate you are about it. And these kind of stories are just so sickening and sad, and a lot of people don't bring awareness to it as much, as much as we should. So I'm so happy that you're going over this. This poor lady, she did not deserve this at all. It's horrible. I have not watched the video yet. Like, I'm gonna do that right now, but after I get off. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're going over this, and I definitely think that there should be more being done, like more, homes people can go to, more just places, resources people can reach out to. And that goes for male and female. A lot of people forget about males being abused as well. And it saddens me because, it could be your neighbor. Like a male could be being abused and they don't show it because, he's a male. He's not supposed to be, he's not, people don't think of them being abused or whatever. So,
and I'm glad you brought that up because that's I want to preach that too because men go through it too. And see, when I say men go through it or women go through it, I'm not just talking about it as an adult. I had 40, we got 40 some or 50 some years on us. We were going through this as children too. Yeah. So men got it too. But just like I always say, we don't talk about it. We don't. We hide it because, a lot of times we just don't want to hear what the public had to think about it. Or a lot of times people think we are punks because we have feelings.
Yeah.
And just like my man, the real AK, I don't know if he's listening, but he came out and said, then a lot of people won't believe us. That too, they won't believe us. Chris, your big ass let somebody whoop on you. You let a female whoop on you. I don't think it's so much that we let them do it. I think it's a lot of times that we hold our composure.
Exactly.
A lot of us men suppress our feelings. And once we get mad, we lash out. And a lot of us do black out. We probably gonna hurt somebody.
Exactly. And these females don't know. Like I saw this video the other day, this woman going off. It was like a coworker. But I mean, it's kind of different, but it happens in relationships too. Like this woman was going off on him and like just cussing, doing all types of crazy shit. He threw a drink in her face and like he held his composure. And I'm like, females out here just think they could talk to men any type of way. And, these men, y'all hold back because you're like, oh, I'm gonna look like a bad guy if I do something, but you're coming up to me like a male. So, you know what I'm saying? It's so guys in relationships that are being abused, like you said, they have to keep their composure. And it's sad. I feel like more people, more guys, more men need to reach out and say, hey, I'm going through this. Because if not, they're just going to continue to think like it's okay. Somebody
said a good comment. I don't know what you ate today, but I'm loving you today. She said they get back together. That will make people not take it seriously. Yes, that's a factor too. We sit up here just like a woman get a man a second chance or whatnot. We do the same thing, and that's why a lot of people don't take the situation seriously.
But see, it's people get back together, but it's a psychological. It's that mental abuse. It's like you guys. It takes a while for somebody to realize, okay, enough is enough. Like, it's just like a female. You know what I'm saying? The males, you think, okay, well, let me go back. Maybe things will change or whatever. But it's just the whole cycle is repeated again. But I definitely wish more males would come out so there could be awareness in that, too. I know there's so many males out there that are just putting up with this shit.
That's what I'm saying. We'll probably be surprised when us men start speaking up how many cases is out there. We'll probably be surprised. It'll probably be just as many as women cases.
Exactly.
I used to have a guy who used to come in here. He's from the UK. I can't remember his name, but we had spoke about this once. And he came in the chat room. He said, Chris, you all right? He said he was going through it right then and there. A woman was abusing him, but he don't talk about it because he's ashamed of what people going to say. He's ashamed. And it's understandable. I'm like, damn, bro. So just imagine if a lot of men does come out and say, hey, I'm going through this too. And again, like I said, not just you being an adult. We talk about growing up, period. These grown-ass women sexually molesting these men because they babysitting them and stuff. Or these grown-ass women smacking them all upside their head growing up and stuff. Think about this story. Think about this story of John Q. No, not John Q. No. It's not John Q. Y'all help me out. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not John Q. Shit. What's the name of that movie? Somebody help me out. It's on the tip of my tongue. What's that boy name? He was going through so much stuff. Denzel Washington played in it. and that dude named Derek Luke.
Hold on.
It's always on the tip of my tongue. Oh.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not John Q. I said John Q. It's not John Q.
No, Denzel.
The dude was in the Navy.
We're gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, he was in the Navy or something like that.
We gonna have to Google it.
Every time the end of that movie comes, it chokes me up because all that shit that boy been through, and that was based on a true story. It's called I can't get it. Somebody gonna say it in the chat room in a minute. I know they are. But let me go look it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like my brother, when he was younger, a babysitter, a female, did something to him. But when he came out, his homeboys were like, oh, man, like they were acting like, oh, shit, you got some play by a female.
Antoine Fisher.
Yes.
Antoine Fisher. Yep. I told you they gonna say it, Antoine Fisher.
Yep. They got you because I was like, oh my God, I'm about to Google it.
Antoine Fisher, yeah. And see, they were saying that while I was Googling. I just came in the chat room. Everybody came in there. Antoine Fisher. That's what it was. That boy right there, that lady was treating him so bad.
Yeah.
Treating him so bad. Then that girl who was sitting there babysitting him, according to the story, was molesting that boy. Had that boy licking on her twat and everything.
It's disgusting.
And I remember that scene when he came back to the house. The grandma trying to hug him. He stepped back. No, don't touch me. He said, I just pretty much he came back and gave her a piece of his mind. Then when he looked at that girl, he saying, you. He said, I was only, 9 years old or something? He said, I was only 9 years old. Well, how old he was. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, hell, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. These people, and then they try to cover it up because they don't want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, even in my family, it's like a generational curse. Like, everybody throws that shit under the rug, especially when it comes to, like, when my brother, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, it was a female, you're a man. It's still not okay. It's still the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's disgusting. And I hope that you speaking out more about it, maybe it'll help somebody. You know what I'm saying? If people start coming out, they can help. A bunch of men will start speaking out. And it's not okay for the society to look at them like, oh, well, you're a dude. Like, you can overpower.
Right.
It's not even about overpowering. It's about the mental abuse that they had to go through, just like a female goes through. So these stories really get to me. And then when you told us your story the other day on our channel, like, growing up and, it does happen to men. And I've been thinking a lot lately since the other night we spoke. And domestic violence, I tagged you earlier on somebody's post. They had the domestic violence thing up, the month, and then they had Gabby Petito, what is her name? Gabby.
I think I did see that, but I don't know what I was doing, but I think I did see that.
And I'm like, when people speak about domestic violence month, awareness month, like, you don't see them speaking about men. So I think that's something that everybody should start doing, I know there's a whole different thing than this case. This case is really sad, but your story really hit me the other day. And I've been thinking, like, ever since, like, dang, these poor men out here.
Well,
but,
here's the thing, bro. Like I told y'all on this show, don't get all sentimental on me now. I am a man. I got feelings, so don't get all sentimental on me. But
I just wanted to hop on here and let you know you do an amazing job. And this story, see, I never even heard this story, so I'm gonna have to go watch the video and just keep it up, keep bringing awareness for men and women. You never know who's watching, So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, dear. Well,
I appreciate you, and we're gonna have to get together. I'm gonna message you.
All right, no doubt.
All right.
All
Bye.
right, dear. All right.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Man, that's what's up. So yeah, I also want to make that known too, guys. When I speak about domestic violence, thing like that, it ain't just gotta be when you grown. It could be a lot of shit that you went through it growing up. Unless a lot of stuff you've been through growing up, And you're right, Seeker Mama, before. If I get a man to come and talk about it, they'll be lovely. And they will encourage other men to speak about the stuff that they went through, if they going through it now. And then I'm not just really talking about physical with me and either. It could be verbal, emotional. I mean, included physical. It could be a lot of stuff that we have went through as well. All right? It ain't always got to be physical, but we get it too. We just don't say nothing about it. Because according to society, with a lot of people, we punks. If we show our feelings, we punks. Okay? All right? So, yeah, it's crazy. Just imagine if men do start coming out talking, how many cases you were here. It'd probably be astounding. It'd probably be astounding if I even said that right. Right on, like, yeah, verbal just as bad. It is. Because some words do hurt. Not all of them, but some words do hurt. You do. You do. All right, guys. They had a police conference about this, so let's hear what they said about it. And I thank everybody for joining me this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is. It's 4:27 my time. Don't know what time it is where y'all at, but whatever y'all doing, y'all chose to spend it with me, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't, please hit that thumbs up for your boy, and let's listen. And for the men, hey, my platform is open, man. If y'all going through this shit with somebody, man, come talk about it. No judgment here. Come talk about it.
Thank you guys for coming to cover this story. So, thank you guys for coming to cover this story. In an effort to keep the public up to date on the actions of the Cheektowaga Police Department and to be transparent in the steps of our investigation, I felt it was important to get out in front of our community and just update them on the incident that happened this past week in the town of Cheektowaga. On Wednesday, September 28th, officers responded to an address on Barbara Place for a complaint that a female victim was punched by her husband. Officers spoke with the victim, Keaira Bennefield, and based upon their initial investigation, determined that the suspect, Adam Bennefield, should be arrested for harassment. Prior to police arriving at the address on Barbara Place, the suspect had locked himself in the bathroom. Officers were able to gain entry to the bathroom. Due to the condition that the suspect was in when located, officers decided to transport the suspect to ECMC Hospital for both a medical and psychological evaluation. Officers filed for a warrant for the suspect and advised the victim to call the police if he returned. On Thursday, the Cheektowaga Police Department's domestic violence advocate followed up with this victim. The victim told the advocate that she did in fact suffer injuries from the incident and that she had video of the incident. The domestic violence advocate passed this information along to a CPD detective. The detective called the victim and arranged to have the victim send a copy of the video to the detective so that a further investigation could be completed. On Friday, the detective still did not have the video, so he followed up with the victim and made an appointment to meet with her on Monday to get a copy of the video. On Sunday night, the victim called police because she thought somebody was in her home. Police responded but did not locate anybody. While speaking with the victim showed the responding officers the video of the incident from Wednesday. The video showed a much more violent incident than what was originally reported to the original responding officer. Those officers called in detectives to the scene to begin a further investigation that night. On Monday morning, the victim met with detectives, and based upon new evidence, the charges from Wednesday's incidents were upgraded to a misdemeanor assault charge and other misdemeanor charges. Officers attempted to locate the suspect to arrest him, but were unable to. The suspect did eventually call the detectives back later that night, and he was advised to turn himself in.
Let me ask y'all a question. So they said in the story that he's done this to an ex. And so he's been doing this before. And I heard what he just said. His charge went from misdemeanor on up. So, but I did hear earlier somebody he escaped jail one time for 19 hours. So I guess my question would be, if this is why he keep getting lesser time, or this is why they keep letting him go, because all this time he be getting just misdemeanors. And it probably don't hold much weight until he did what he just did now. For anybody who know the law and stuff like that, you know, that's what's going on here. We kept doing this, and depending on how much evidence that was being brought, or the burden of proof that was being trying to be proven, this is why this man kept walking the streets, because all of them just kept being misdemeanors. All right, somebody help me out there.
Next morning, Tuesday, the suspect did turn himself in to the Cheektowaga Police Department detectives. He was booked and held to see our court. The detectives notified the court of the threat that the suspect presented to the victim. The CPD domestic violence advocate made contact with the assistant district attorney handling the case and made them aware of the threat that this suspect presented. The domestic violence advocate was advised that the charges were not qualifying charges and that the suspect could not be held. The domestic violence advocate.
Somebody said what state this is. I think New York, because they say in Buffalo. So I'm assuming this is New York. Lady D, you might not want to be in this one because this one too triggering. You might not want to be in this one.
Insisted that an order of protection be issued. The suspect was arraigned in a stay-away order of the threat. The charges from Wednesday's incidents were upgraded to a misdemeanor assault charge and other misdemeanor charges. Officers attempted to locate the suspect to arrest him, but were unable to. The suspect did eventually call the detective.
Gordon said the minute they booked him on the mental pretenses, all the violations went out the window. Oh, man, damn. And then y'all just heard what he just said. That's why I rewinded it back. Y'all heard what he just said?
This back later that night, and he was advised to turn himself in. The next morning, Tuesday, the suspect did turn himself in to the Cheektowaga Police Department detectives. He was booked and held to see our court. The detectives notified the court of the threat that the suspect presented to the victim. The CPD domestic violence advocate made contact with the assistant district attorney handling the case and made them aware of the threat that this suspect presented. The domestic violence advocate was advised that the charges were not qualifying charges and that the suspect could not be held.
Wow. Damn. Wow.
So the domestic violence advocate insisted that an order of protection be issued. The suspect was arraigned and a stay-away order of protection was issued against the suspect. The suspect was released by the court. After being released by the court, the domestic violence advocate advised the victim that the suspect was released. The advocate was
wow.
The victim to find safe.
So they did let him go. He couldn't be held. I don't think they could have did was a restraining order, which a lot of people in his situation, they say it ain't no but a piece of paper. They take their paper, wipe their ass with it, and still go out there and fuck with folks. Wow, this is crazy. I'm glad I got this conference. This is sad.
Housing and develop a safety plan. The victim stated that she would be staying in her mother's home. We've seen the tragic result of domestic violence this week. We've taken many, many steps, and we've learned from previous tragedies. Our thoughts are with the family, and especially the children of the victim. As police, we are here to protect our public, and we do everything that we can. What that looks like is different for me compared to what my officers on the street can do. They are the first responders. They are the ones who have to intervene when the incident is happening. On my level, and the level of police chief, so our level is above that. We don't get to be the first ones on scene, but we still try to help. Just this past year, a contingent of Western New York chiefs met with some of our local elected leaders to express our concerns on some of the recent changes to criminal justice reform and issues within our state. New York State is the last state that doesn't take into account the dangerousness of a defendant to the community when considering bail. That is something that we've asked for. That is something that we will continue to ask for and we hope that our elected officials consider those changes. Every way you look at it, this is a tragedy. This has affected our community. It's affected a family in our community. It's affected our officers who felt that they were doing everything that they could to keep this victim safe. And tragically, we were unable to. I encourage anybody who can help us get the message out that we need some change, to help us get that message out. At this point, I'll take any questions regarding the incident in Cheektowaga.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's what I want you to understand, man. This is why a lot of people be upset with LE, and I get it, because me on the outside looking in, it's almost as if that LE served her up on a silver platter for her to get popped. You know, and I'm not saying they did do that, but according to what he said, you know, they couldn't hold him. For whatever reason, they found it wasn't substantial enough to hold him. The courts let him go. And let him go with a restraining order. He's not supposed to be around that woman. After you said that y'all made the courts aware the danger this man is to this woman, when she supposed to say went to court that morning for this custody battle or whatnot. Or whenever they supposed to say went to court or whatnot. So I can understand why a lot of people be upset with LE with a lot of these stories, because you got the perpetrator right there in arm's reach. You got them. But unfortunately, by these crazy fucked up bad laws, y'all can't keep them. And this will end up happening. Man. What some of y'all be saying, man, clutch my pearls.
So I would say, so in this incident, as you can imagine, there's been a ton of information. There's been a lot that we have tried to put together at the last minute to get some information out to the public, because you know, the story's spreading. There's a lot of stuff that's going out as far as you know, what the police did or didn't do to help protect this woman. Off the top of my head, I can't explain that to you. I know that our detectives were called. This wasn't just a street officer who made a decision on the street. The detectives were called in. They investigated. They also consulted with their supervisor on what the charges were to be. And you know, if a more serious charge would have been applicable, I'm sure that they would have charged it. To be able to articulate exactly what the facts of the case were, I don't have that off the top of my head right here.
Can you say how soon after the suspect was released, the victim was notified that he was released?
I know that the domestic violence advocate was present in court. I know that she was working with the district attorney to make sure first that the threat was understood, and then that the order of protection was issued. You know, the domestic violence advocate did tell me that after court that the victim was notified. A timeline, I don't know. I would assume that she left court and called, but I don't have the exact times of when that happened.
I understand everything that you're saying, but what do you say to family and friends of this woman who say that this woman was asking police for help because she felt like her life was at stake, and they don't feel like the police department protected her?
Ooh, good question. Good question. She asked, what do you tell the family? What do you tell the family pretty much, you know, after this what happened? You had to let him go. You had to call her and tell her, hey, this man been released. You know, now this woman is dead. You know, what do you tell the family? That's a damn good question. Yeah. What can you fix your mouth to tell the family? You can say sorry, I guess, but it won't fix that. It won't fix it. All right? And I'm not blaming him, you know, because It probably only so much he could do. But yeah, what do you tell the family after the events that took place? Y'all had them right there in the palm of your hand. Then you had to let them go. Because whatever that was brought to y'all, y'all felt like it wasn't substantial enough. What do you tell the family?
Concern is that they don't know everything that we did, which is why I had this press conference. Clearly, more facts of the case came out as the time went on. The video was never mentioned to the first responding officer. Had we had that, there would have been more done sooner. But ultimately, the most serious charge that we could have laid against this defendant, this suspect, was laid after an investigation. There were connections made between a domestic violence advocate with the victim. They were in contact many times prior to Tuesday morning. And, there were just many, many steps that we have taken. As far as going to court, making sure.
Now let me say this right here. He said they didn't know nothing about the video. They didn't know nothing about the video. Hey, what up, Tarek? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing, dear? I don't know if he said she didn't mention the video or they was unaware about the video. But however, though, here's my thing. If she posted this video on social media, you mean to tell me nobody got this to y'all? Nobody got this video to y'all what that man did? Nobody. Not even the sister. The sister didn't take this video to y'all. It said in their article, when they saw this, everybody tried to help her. So did nobody get y'all this video? I don't know whether to believe that or not. I don't know. But if they didn't get it, then all these people who said they tried to help her, they had to question then why nobody took the initiative to forward the video over to them. Because according to him, if they would have saw that, they would have got his ass. According to him now. I only go by what he say. According to him.
Court knew, making sure the district attorney who was there for the arraignment knew, and then ultimately up to the last question of once we found out he was released, the domestic violence advocate went back and even made sure that the victim understood that he was released and was continuing to work on, a safety plan with her. There will be a full review of this case. In New York State, whenever there's a domestic violence related fatality, there is a review that takes place by state agencies to look at it. And I'll be interested, as a chief of police who's tasked with making sure we have good practices in place to figure out if there was something more that we could have done. Tragically at this point,
too much, too little, too late.
We tried to do everything we could to help.
Like Denise Williams said, too much, too little, too late. Too much, too little, too late.
This young woman, and it ended up in a tragic result.
To that point, how frustrating is it that you're essentially battling against state?
Wow, man.
And in this case, it seems as though the justice system failed this woman and this family.
It's extremely frustrating. No matter what guidelines you have, there are evil people in our world, and we will, see tragedies like this. We can't speculate. Would he have made bail if there was bail? There's a million things you can look at. But it is extremely frustrating when you have so many steps in place and you know somebody is dangerous. You know there's a clear and present danger, yet the court has no option but to let this person back out into our community. It's almost like we have to wait till they do something bad enough to keep them. And we recognize that as leaders of police agencies. We recognize that, and we continue the fight to make our voices heard for our public that we are charged with protecting.
Given the history of this suspect, was it possible that the victim could have been placed in some kind of protective custody?
That's what they were working on, a safety plan. And a safe place for her. She had stated to the domestic violence advocate that she felt safe at her mother's house until something better was found for her. Domestic violence housing, that's not really, we don't go into the deep details about that because a lot of those people who end up there are in fear of being found by their abuser. So, I'm not going to share a whole lot of what that looks like and where we house people, but the steps were in place. The ball was moving. The gentleman was arrested, and right after being arrested, she was advised that, in fact, he was going to be out and was continuing to work with our advocate.
Do you know if kids were present?
And I wish she would have. When she found out that this man was out, I wish she would have got away from her mama's house. I wish she would have got away from her mama's house. I wish she would have, but maybe she wasn't in a position to. I don't know.
When what?
In the house, the September 28th assault, you know, the kids were there, or was it the 2 adults?
I believe there was one young child in the house, and I know that just from reading the report, one child had gotten on a school bus as the mother was getting home. So.
Does that impact charges?
I know that we did do a referral to Child Protection Services based upon the original incident. And that's standard practice. We talk about, going back to your question of, what do we say that, to the people who say that we could have done more? There's just so many things, and there's more. This is an extremely complex case. There's a lot more, and just the fact that whenever there's a domestic violence incident in front of children, that we do that referral. It's standard practice. We do that, and in this case, it still wasn't enough.
So the judge that made the decision is a former law enforcement officer, and in making the decision, he was allowed to consider factors that would lead to flight risk, any current past charges. This man escaped from prison back in 2000. To you as a law enforcement officer, flight risk?
So I can't speak to, the judge's actions, and the judge can't speak to that during an ongoing case either. So, there are going to be some questions that don't get answered. I think when you look at the decision to hold somebody or not, the important thing from my point of view, is that there are 2 decisions that get made when we talk about bail. Bail can either be set prior to arraignment by the police, or then by the court after they get arraigned. And there may be other weird circumstances, but from the police side, we have a set of rules that we have to follow when we arrest somebody, whether we hold them for court, whether we place bail on them, or whether we give them a desk appearance ticket. The court has a totally separate set of rules that I really can't comment on, because that's not the book that we operate out of. So it's a fair question. I think at some point, that's one for the courts, not for me. So.
Looking at the video, why weren't these felonies? Because I think most people who've seen the video would say that's a felony.
Yeah.
So why is it a misdemeanor?
Based upon
Good question. Good
based
question.
upon
He asked a lot of people who see this, they would say that's a felony. Why was this a misdemeanor? That's a good question.
the degree of injury. In order to rise to a felony assault, you need a more serious injury.
Really? Now I didn't even know that. Wow, did y'all hear that? The level of injury. I thought an injury is an injury. The level of injury depends on if it's a felony or a misdemeanor. I promise I didn't know that. Wow.
A desk appearance ticket.
Damn.
The court has a totally separate set of rules that I really can't comment on because that's not the book that we have. So it's a fair question. I think at some point that's one for the courts, not for me. So
Looking at the video, why weren't these felonies? Because I think most people who've seen the video would
say that's a felony.
Yeah.
So why is it a misdemeanor?
Based upon the degree of injury. In order to rise to a felony assault, you need a more serious injury. And this victim in this case, from the initial incident, the facts of the case, the injuries that were sustained did not rise to a felony level.
The $7,500 reward was increased from $1,500, correct?
I'm going to stick to the Cheektowaga incident, and then I'm going to turn it over to the commissioner to make a statement about the search for the suspect.
What's her history in that family of domestic violence at all?
I can speak specifically just to this incident, and when I tell you we have, we threw this together and then we said 4:30. I wish I would have said 11:30 because I'd still be reading everything. There's a lot of information in this case. I know we have been there previously. I can't speak specifically to what the history was. I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm sorry. All right. As far as the search, I'm not. I don't have that info. I'm going to turn it over to the commissioner and make a statement on the search for Mr. Bennefield. Commissioner?
All right, good afternoon. I'm going to speak just on the homicide yesterday and what our efforts are to locate this individual here. So at approximately 8:30 yesterday morning at the intersection of Shawnee and Richlawn in the city of Buffalo, police officers in E District actually pulled up on the location, observed an incident that had occurred. It had already occurred. A vehicle left that scene. Police officers made an attempt to stop that vehicle. The vehicle had refused to pull over for our officers. It was a heavily congested area, traffic area. The vehicle, from the information I have, got on the 33 expressway going in the wrong direction. Due to a lot of reasons, the officers lost sight of the vehicle. They were able to evade. A very short time later, the officers located the vehicle, which is the vehicle in question, and located evidence inside of that vehicle. Our detectives immediately started working the case, working up leads, gaining enough information to get to the point that we can develop a person of interest, that we can actually get that information out. Our detectives have worked this case nonstop, which have included other units within our department, not just our homicide squad, in efforts to locate the individual. We have also engaged the help of some of our federal partners with some other avenues to help locate this individual as well. We are putting out a reward with Crimestoppers. As you can see, it's a $7,500 reward. Anyone with any information on Adam Bennefield, we encourage you to call 911. You can also call Crimestoppers. If anybody sees this person, don't attempt to intercede yourself. Please call 911. Stay safe. We consider him to be armed and dangerous. He is a person of interest in this homicide. We are looking to bring him in safely and quickly. And again, anybody that has any information, please contact us and know that we have been working this case 24/7 since it occurred. We have a lot of resources that we are putting into this to get this individual in custody. Again, as Chief Gould said, this is an awful, awful, tragic ending to a domestic violence incident. Our hearts go out to the family, to the children. Obviously, this is something that will be forever lasting for that family.
Was she wearing a bulletproof vest?
I'm not going to get into specifics of the case. Hopefully, with a cooperation and the assistance of the community, we can get the person of interest into our custody. And at such a time, we'll be able to be in a better position to answer more questions. And please understand, there are things that I can't talk about and I have to hold back for the benefit of the investigation. But for right now, the important thing is locating this individual as a person of interest.
Do you think he's hiding out around here, and do you think he's getting help from other people?
Our belief right now is that he is still local. On part two of that question, I don't have an answer to that, but we believe he is still local.
What will it take to upgrade him from a person of interest to suspect, and will that affect search efforts in any way, shape, or form?
There's no difference in what we're doing right now. So I'll just say that we are using every available resource to locate him.
There's rumors that he may have considered committing suicide. Do you have evidence that supports he's alive? Do you believe he's alive?
I have no information to what you're saying. I have no information on that. I believe he's still alive, and he is still out there.
And my question about the reward, you had someone sort of complained that the reward was originally $1,500 and you felt like that was insignificant. Can you explain what led to increasing the reward to this much?
It was in a post that was sent out. It was a $2,500 reward.
Yes, guys, he has not been caught yet. He's on the run.
$500 reward. We got that corrected very quickly and sent out the updated bulletin. The reward is $7,500. There are past cases where the reward was at $25,000. We fixed that, and it was taken care of quickly. And again, we encourage anyone to contact us.
Are you able to speak about his past offenses, such as the ones that happened in 2000 that were kind of similar to this case?
I don't. That is public record by this point. He was convicted. He served, I believe it was 15 years for that. It's my understanding he got released from prison in 2015. So I don't have enough to speak at length. That went through the whole legal process.
And her kids were in the car at the time that she was killed.
I'm not going to comment on that. I know there's other reports. I'll leave it with other reports. Again, that gets into evidentiary stuff that I'm not going to comment on the scene, the specifics of the scene. Anything else?
Is there anything we didn't ask you that you think we should know about?
You know, at this point, we would just like to safely and efficiently, quickly have Adam Bennefield in our custody so that we can, put an end to this.
If somebody is helping him, what are they risking?
I don't want to go down that road of speculating, but if somebody is, anyone is assisting him in preventing police from finding him, there are consequences to that. I would highly encourage anyone that has any information on him to please call 911. Let the police handle this.
You talked a lot about bail reform in the past. I mean, do you think bail reform is to complain or to, the reason that this man was back out? Is that a reason to blame for this incident happening here?
For the purposes of this at this time, I'm going to stick to this part of it. Any comments on that could potentially come at a later date.
What was their relationship situation? Should we be calling them husband and wife, or were they estranged?
Legally, I don't know exactly what.
Were they together in Richlawn?
I'm not going to get into that part. I don't have a domestic history in the city of Buffalo, so I'm not going to get into the past. I'm concentrating right now on the homicide that occurred yesterday and our efforts in a search. So I'm not going to comment about things that came before that.
But they both have the same last name?
They both have the same last name. And we did release the victim's name. That went out, I think, around the 3 o'clock hour. So you should all have that at this point. So, all right, thank you very much.
Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Wow. Seems like in society that we're living in, the criminals always to be the ones to get a break. They're always the ones to get a break. He got a break. They had to let him go. And this is what happens. This is what happens.
Police say is wanted for the death of his wife. Channel 2's Claudine Ewing is here with the latest on Adam Bennefield and Claudine, his criminal past. Good afternoon.
Hi, Kate. It is a criminal past for sure. This is a man who police have been searching for since his wife was shot to death in front of her kids in a vehicle last Wednesday.
They just did this an hour ago. I just found this. They did this an hour ago.
Take a look at this picture. This is Adam Bennefield. Police say he is likely armed and considered dangerous. If you know him, if you've seen him, they want to be alerted immediately. Bennefield was locked up in Cheektowaga for a domestic incident involving his wife, Kiara. He was released, and the next day she was killed. What we do know is no stranger to crime. He served about 15 years in prison for a case that involved him forcing a former girlfriend into a vehicle during a police chase. He even escaped from jail. Then listen to what he told reporters once he was captured.
They knew that I had problems and they just don't want to help. They ignored all my requests. They started ignoring me at the jail. And when I dropped requests, they wouldn't bring me down to the psychiatrist.
He was 22 years old at the time. He's now 45 years old. I checked in with Buffalo Police today and they...
Remember what I say, y'all? It's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. All right? You honestly believe this man tried to go get help? I find it kind of hard to believe. But then again, maybe he did. Maybe he did tell him that. But I seriously doubt it. Because a lot of people like him, they see nothing wrong with them. They think everything is okay. They think everything is okay. So I don't believe he went to go get help. But maybe he did. And maybe the police did drop the ball, didn't get him help. But something just deep inside telling me, nah, bruh, that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened because you really wanted to help them. We would never been in the situation that we in right now. We won't be in the situation that we in right now. All right? Again, because only you know when you're tired. When you're tired, you go get help. All right? When you're tired, you go get help. If you somebody who's sick and you nauseated, you keep throwing up, and you keep taking medicine for anti-nausea, and you keep throwing up, what 9 times out of 10 we're going to do? We're going to go to the ER. Because you know why? We tired of throwing up. We tired of being nauseated. All right? We tired of it. So we're going to go seek help because we tired of having the same issue. It could be with running off or anything. Or with you ladies. When you having symptoms and signs, think that you're pregnant, and you tired of having them symptoms and signs, what you going to do? You're going to get up and go to the doctor because something ain't right. And what you find out you're pregnant. You know why? Because you got tired of feeling some type of way, and you want to go to the doctor and see what was wrong, and you find out you may have been pregnant. All right? Some things with guys, you having a discharge when you ding dong, and you tired of having this discharge, what you gonna do? You gonna get up and go see a doctor, cause that ain't right for you to having discharges when you ding dong, and you gonna find out if you got something, because you tired of having that. All right, so with him, I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt he tried to get help. But let's just say that little small percentage that he did try to get help. Did the police fail him too?
They believe he could be in the area or as far as likely armed and considered dangerous. If you know him, if you've seen him, they want to be alerted immediately. Bennefield was locked up in Cheektowaga for a domestic incident involving his wife, Kiara. He was released, and the next day she was killed. What we do know, he's no stranger to crime. He served about 15 years in prison for a case that involved him forcing a former girlfriend into a vehicle during a police chase. He even escaped from jail. Then listen to what he told reporters once he was captured.
They knew that I had problems and they just don't want to help. They ignored all my requests. They started ignoring me at the jail. And when I dropped requests, they wouldn't bring me down to the psychiatrist.
He was 22 years old at the time. He's now 45 years old. I checked in with Buffalo Police today, and they believe he could be in the area or as far away as Oregon. I'll have much more coming up at 5 o'clock, Kate.
All right, more to come, Claudine. Thank you.
And Gordon, I respect what you said, man. You ain't gotta say respectfully, man. Me and you good, bro. And I respect that what you said, because that's why I said at the end. Let's just say the small percentage that he did try to get help. Did the police fail him also? And he really was trying to get help. So, man, you ain't got to put respectfully. Hey, that's what my... Well, look, y'all know my platform ain't like everybody else. You can respectfully... You can disagree with me. I'm not going to chop your head off because you disagree with me, okay? Because everything I say may not be 100. Of course, a lot of stuff I don't say is 100 because that's why I be having these interviews. And the people I'll be talking about, do the interview with me. So, a lot of times, a lot of stuff I don't be saying 100. So, man, you good, bro. You good. You ain't got to put respectful up in there, So, but that's why I said at the end. Could it be possibly that he probably did try to get help and he got failed too? Possibly. But it's up for the police to come out and say, if yay or nay, which now I got to ask the question now. If they did drop the ball and this man was asking for help, are they going to come out and say, okay, we did fuck up. He did ask for help, but we fucked up. All right. So if he did, hopefully they'll man up and say, well, he's telling the truth. He did brought it out there, and we dropped the ball on it. All right? I know while I said some do not have impulse control, I agree with that too. And that's why I said earlier, only you're tired. If you're tired of having these problems, you know what I'm saying, you're going to go try to get some kind of help to try to rectify these problems that you are having. All right? So now, since he said that this has been put out, I would like to hear their response to that. And I hope they respond to that and say he's lying or he's telling the truth. Or it may come out and say, yo, we did offer this man some help, but he would never come to class or whatever. They might say that. We just have to wait and see. But I want to hear their response to that. What he said. They know I got problems. And I asked them for help. They don't want to take me down to get help. Blah, blah, and blah, blah. I want to hear them respond to that. I want to hear it. And this was, y'all heard on here first. They just put this out an hour ago. All right? I just looked up the guy's name to see what he caught, and that popped up right there. It'll be very, very interesting to see their response to that. It'll be very interesting to see them respond to that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we just did a story about Adam Bennefield and Miss Keaira Hudson, a domestic violence marriage, and Miss Hudson's I'm gonna call her Miss Hudson, but of course she got his last name, but I'm just calling Miss Hudson. She's no longer here with us. For those of you who's here listening live, y'all heard what happened. Sound like Ellie dropped the ball real bad. They had him, but they let him go. And he went straight for her the next day. He went straight for her. And he killed her. Not only did he kill her, he did it in front of the children. Rammed her car and shot her. And she's dead. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking for men and women when it comes to this. I'm speaking for men and women. Hopefully y'all can take this story like these and teach it to the young ones. Your growing up girls or your growing up young boys. Teach them about stuff like this, man. Let them know ahead of time what signs to look for, especially if you've been through it. Teach them what signs to look for when it starts. Because who will be a better person to tell them that? You, if you went through it. You'll be the best person to tell them because you saw the signs. And you let the signs linger too long and look what happened. But you was able to get out. You was able to survive for your fella or your daughter. You was able to survive. And you could pass on the knowledge to them of what to look for and what to do when they see it. Because it ain't nothing to be taken lightly. That's why I tell y'all in my stream sometimes, if somebody make a threat to you, I don't give a damn if you don't think they're going to do anything. Always take it if they are going to do it. Don't sit up there, turn your back and be like, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing, bitch ass nigga. Don't do that. Take it seriously. Take it seriously. Please, take it seriously. And protect yourself. And protect yourself. Guys, thank y'all for listening. I will be back later, or I'll probably do a video later on because I got another story. Man, I'm on y'all side. At least I try to be on your side. But when y'all participating to hurt your own children, I can't be on your side. You got an asshole who poured hot water down his child's throat. Let me say that again. You got an asshole who was the father of this pretty baby. Poured hot water down her throat. Now, what I do find a little bit odd about this story is when I listen to a little bit how the mom talking, she's calmly telling this story. Like I said, it could be something or it could be nothing.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959.
Damn, that was loud. It could be something or it could be nothing because I do believe people grieve different. But sometimes you just got to question when something like this happened to a baby, how freely you could speak. It just make people question that, you know, what's really going on. But y'all will see it later, all right? And for those who haven't seen this video, let me see. Can I post it one more time? Oh yeah, there go the video or the video of these two right here, what that man was doing to that woman, you know. But again, trigger warning. If you've been through this, don't go watch it. I'll see y'all later. I'm Chris Storms. Peace out.